If you haven't seen it, there's news circulating about the deaths of Lil Tay and her brother. That happened close to 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna say this right off the bat though. She's alive and she's fine, but when it first happened, people could not get in contact with her. So they just assumed the worst. First we'll go through what happened at the start, then we'll go through, her parents' divorce, which was extremely messy, and which is the reason why no one has heard of her or heard of her for the past couple years. Then what happened 3 days ago. This whole thing started with an Instagram post on the official Lil Tay profile saying that comes with a heavy heart, we share devastating news, our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. Side note, I don't know why she's called Claire in this, because it seems like she has two names, one being Claire Hope and the other being Tay Tien. Originally when researching, I said her real name was Tay Tien, but now when you search up either Tay Tien or Claire Hope, it just brings up Lil Tay. Personally, I think it's the names that her parents gave her. Christopher Hope being the dad, Claire Hope, mom being Angela Tien, Tay Tien, because the divorce is really messy. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and undescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected and has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve the overwhelming loss, as the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. Claire will forever remain in our hearts, her absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be left by those who knew and loved her. When you first read it, and considering it's on her official page, your first thoughts are like, damn, she really died. And her last post before that was her and X on FaceTime. Little background if you didn't know, but how she became famous is that she was the youngest Flexster. People found her stuff amusing, and from that she basically gained celeb status because she was collaborating with all these high-end, A-lister celebrities being XXX and Chief Keef, all when she was 9, flexing that she was richer than people twice her age or even 3 times her age, and saying lines as, "This bathtub is worth more than your rent." So people found it funny and she gained a following from it. And as she was gaining popularity, her brother started to become her manager on the account, telling her what to do, what to say, and so on. So apparently, the dad didn't want her on social media and locked her out of all of the accounts. And apparently, the dad was also taking money from Lil Tay's social media stuff and spending it like it was her own. Because apparently the money was in millions. The last post that she made was posted on June 18th, 2018. And after that, for a little afterwards, no one heard anything since, till stuff that happened 3 whole years later. There were allegations about her dad being abusive to Lil Tay, to the point where her brother made a GoFundMe called Help Us Escape, or Help Lil Tay Escape the Abuse. The GoFundMe says a lot of information and it is quite long, so I'm gonna try to shorten it down. So April 2021, she went on trial because her absentee father, Chris Hope, he wanted control over Tay's financial and career-wise. So because of it, Tay went back to Vancouver with her father, and she couldn't say anything about it for the past 3 years because Chris Hope served Tay Tien's mother a court order demanding control over Tay's money, career, and custody, which resulted in her returning to Vancouver. He also requested a court order to prevent Tay from speaking out about the truth, since he stole millions of dollars from her and has taken control of all the funds. So he was signing deals, taking all the money from Tay for himself and spending millions on him and his wife, mansions, speedboats, cars, trips around the world, fancy restaurants, trips to Egypt, Dubai, Mexico, Philippines, Hawaii, UK, Paris, jewelry from head to toe, all living on Tay's money. And before that, before Lil Tay became Lil Tay, Chris had not seen Tay for over 5 years and owed her over $400,000 in child support payments that he refused to pay since 2013. So Tay was left with no money and he was spending all the money that Tay had made. Lil Tay's mother completely exhausted her life savings, spending over $750,000 in legal fees for Tay's freedom and the whole court proceeding. Now a little background. So he was an absentee father till Tay was 5. He did a court order for more parenting time, which he got a reduction on child support payments. So it was a 50-50, 1 week on, 1 week off, and she was forced to live with him. Hope had a dysfunctional home to where he would bring many Asian women, and he would only bring them as strictly sexual partners. They would sleep and have intercourse together while being on the same bed as Tay. Tay didn't understand it. He told the mom told the lawyer told his lawyer, and then they went to court. The judge told him to stop, but he didn't stop. And for school, he wasn't providing her edible food. I'm talking about month-old pizza with maggots and parasites, moldy bread and chicken, cold burnt toast. So when Tay's mom found this out, she would bring Tay lunches, and when Chris found out that she was bringing her lunches, he said and threatened to make deductions of child support every time she brought a lunch to Tay. Then Tay was getting bullied because she was wearing broken and ripped shoes, socks, and beat up clothing because the father personally bought stuff that was cheap and beat up, and she couldn't take any clothes from her mom's house. Things got worse when he married his current wife. They moved into the house together. He was jealous of Tay, and she immediately started to physically and mentally abuse her. Made her watch horror movies and lock her in dark closets. She cried for help, but they didn't do anything. Then after a while, the father's side had joined in too. So they both hated Tay's mom and Tay, and they just started saying racial slurs to the both of them. Tay remembers them speaking and fantasizing about killing her and her mom to start a new family. And because of that, she developed paranoia, depression, and bad anxiety. They went out to concerts and threw big parties hosting 50 to 200 people. But instead of bringing her out, they locked her in the closet for long durations, to the point where every couple of hours, Chris's wife's sister would come in every couple hours to check on Tay if she was still in the closet and alive. On one occasion, they told Tay to stand behind a closet door. They slammed the door and it left her with a broken and bloody toenail. And they told Tay to tell everyone who asked to say that she just fell off the swing set. And after that happened, they dragged her into the closet. She was only 5 at the time. And if she told anyone about it, they would force her to watch horror movies and then lock her in the closet immediately after. When it was the next week, being her mother's week, she was bathing Tay. She asked Tay about it. She said that she fell off, playing tag with her friends. Mom didn't believe it. Asked Chris about what happened to Tay's foot and why were there so many scratches on her bodies, but he ignored every call and text. Because they were scratching, pinching, and beating her, they locked her in the closet and they did not let her shower. Scratches became infected and she developed bad rashes whenever she went to her mom's house. Tay was taken to the Vancouver police station, and when they started investigating Chris and his wife, the police told them they locked Tay in the closet, and the wife said that Hayleen's son, who was from her previous marriage, they and Tay were playing hide and seek and she would hide them in the closet. They told the police that they had no idea Tay's toe was broken, and they filed a police report, being file 14-35347, 2004, August 4th. The abuse did not start there, but after the police report, they would start beating her for punishment. Whenever the mom picked her up from school, her face would be purple, bruised, and had many scratches on her body. They went to the police station again, where the police started investigating them, and they told again that Tay fell on the playground. After the second incident involving the police, Tay stopped living with Chris, and he stopped paying child support payments, to now he currently owns over $400,000 in child support payments. He did not see her again until she became famous in May of 2018, which he applied for court custody and control over Tay's career. And because of the court order, she was brought back from LA to Vancouver. So he notified every company that was wanting to work with Tay that he had court-ordered signing authority. He ended up signing up for $1 million worth of deals. Tay received multiple multi-million-dollar deals, and it was all taken away by him. She had no money left, and everything she worked for was taken by him. Then there was an update on the GoFundMe that was written on April 29, 2021, saying that a Supreme Court case directly involving a minor is not public information. All documents are sealed and will not show up in the registry. The truth will eventually come out, saying that Chris Hope owes over $400,000 worth of child support payments and has stolen millions. I am now speaking up about it because I am no longer a minor and have the right to do so without harming my family legally. Because after the whole abuse thing, no one had heard anything about her. And then when the death things came out, news outlets were covering about how her and her brother died somehow. Some were saying that they didn't know how she died, and other news outlets were saying that it was a car crash, but no one really knew what was concrete. So after that, a lot of people started talking about her since, it was Lil Tay and that, well, she died. So that got people talking about her again. Her YouTube description just said help. You had the news interviewing her father, asking if she was really dead or still alive. He didn't say a word for some reason. So that got people to speculate if she had something to do with it, because he didn't give an answer. He could have just said, yeah, she's fine, but he purposely didn't say anything to make it an even more bigger deal. And at that point, people decided to take matters into their own hands. You had people asking the Vancouver police if anyone had died with that name, or should I say names. And while all this was happening, for a full 24 hours, she had not said anything out in public to let people know that she was alive. And then the original death post was deleted, which caused hundreds of people making fake accounts with the same name with slight altercations, saying the same story about this is the real account, all the other ones are fake, I'll go live and show you proof when we hit 25k, stuff like that. And the accounts said this with a post. To be clear, I'm not dead, I don't have access to the Lil Tay Instagram account. My sister and I are winning our case. It was just a couple of days before we got it all back, all our social media, and came out about the truth. Me and Tay are not dead, we don't have access to the account. Our parents want us gone off the internet, but we do not want to go away. This is a new account for now. We're spreading misinformation. We are not dead. They're the only ones who have access to the accounts. Please do not believe them. Our parents took everything and they abused Tay hard. All we ask is that you share this post and follow the account for more updates in a couple hours. You had these people making other posts pretending that they were Lil Tay, and then they showed pictures of a girl that looked like Lil Tay, saying that this is me, Lil Tay, making people believe that this account was a real one. Now the TMZ article. When it was first posted on Instagram about her death, they made an article saying that she's dead, and within 24 hours that was deleted, and they made a new article saying Lil Tay is not dead. It says in statements provided to TMZ by Tay's family, and it seems to be from Lil Tay herself. She says that both her and her brother are safe. She's completely heartbroken and struggling to find the right words for her because it's been very traumatizing. Since all day yesterday, she was getting bombarded with endless heartbreaking and tearful calls from loved ones trying to figure out about the mess. Because I mean, it has to be traumatizing. Because what, she's like around 14. I'm imagining calls from relatives, family members, and friends, all your loved ones, crying on the phone thinking that you just passed away. But my thoughts are, wouldn't it just be easier to make a post since they have the accounts back? Or does the court order just completely stop her from posting even if it's unrelated to the case? But I mean, if she can't post anything, couldn't she call one of the many influencers she knows, tell them to tell the world that she's alive? She also said that in the TMZ article that my Instagram account was compromised by a third party and they used this to spread misinformation and rumors regarding me to a point where even my name was wrong. My legal name is Tay Tien, not Claire Hope. Then she says she thanks Meta for helping her to get her account back, and the 40 statements have been removed. TMZ was also unaware why it took her a full 24 hours to get a word when she was alive, especially since she was aware the account has been hacked and was getting phone calls about her death. I mean, if she found out about the account, couldn't she have called TMZ and told them earlier they would just make an article and then people would just see the article? Because all it takes is one person, they see it, and it makes a snowball effect. They talk about how she hasn't posted anything on the account and has been dead silent since 2018. Because 2018 was around the time where there was a custody battle of both of her parents, being Angela Tien and Christopher Hope. But until 4 days ago, on the 18th, the official Lil Tay account posted this by McLean Law. McLean Law is the family attorneys for Tay Tien's mother, Angela Tien. We have been asked to clarify media confusion as the current state of the family law proceedings, including child custody, parenting, and child support. Given privacy concerns related to a child, we will provide a brief statement update on the results of the British Columbia Supreme Court. McLean Law successfully obtained orders for our client that enabled her daughter to advance her career, including orders for 1. Retroactivating child support owed by the father in 2014, amounting to approximately $275,000. 2. Ongoing child support payments from the father, plus additional expenses. 3. Sole day-to-day and final decision-making power and responsibility in the best interests of Tay Tien for Miss Tien. 4. Miss Tien is the person entitled to sign contracts. 5. Tay Tien's primary residence being with her mother, Miss Tien. 6. Entitlement relocate outside of Vancouver for Miss Tien and Tay Tien. So it seems like she might go back to LA. And I feel like once she gets back, she's probably going to decompress for a little bit before she posts anything else. And probably once she starts posting again, she'll probably get a lot of influencers trying to collab with her. So in the possible near future, we might see Lil Tay going back to her roots to make videos that she used to make. That's about it. If you liked the video, leave a like. Let me know what you think of the video, and I hope you enjoyed.